Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. Yeah, now ADA, listening to ADA videos is like a broken record these days. I feel like a broken record actually on many of these altcoin charts because we haven't got much movement on them. However, I think it is time to stay still very much focused because ADA seems to be consolidating here in something that you could call a triangle, a little bit like that. Is really not moving at all, seems frozen. But we're going to take a look at that in a minute. So obviously the idea was there is a bullish count, there is a bearish count on the ADA chart. Haven't got much confidence in the bullish count, even though the trade setup we had on the chart here works. At the moment, I don't see a clear trade setup. Yeah. Sometimes I get asked about, what's a buy-in price or what. First of all, I can't give financial advice anyway, but I can give possible setups. I can give areas where I think the price is turning around. Now, of course, we're hovering above a trend line. I mean, buying close to trend lines is a possible trade setup, but it's not really Elliott wave language. So it's just like two different languages, Elliott wave, or you use, let's call it, more traditional tools like trend lines, moving averages. It's just different ways of doing it. I wouldn't mix them necessarily. I do like to use trend lines from time to time, especially if they are very well defined like this one, and if they really would suggest a break in trend if they break. So here, on the ADA chart, I do still tentatively focus on upside, but I'm very, very cautious because this can easily break and it's a very, very choppy price move. It's just that above 30.5 cents, I focus on higher because this was very important structural resistance. We have flipped it for support. The thing is though, since then, price hasn't really moved to the upside. So from that point of view, I'm very much focused on the potential that this could easily break down, but until it breaks down, I can't confirm it. Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. That's why I'm tracking the trend line, and that's why I'm tracking the relevant horizontal support at 30.5 cents. Please note that my view is that at the moment it's Bitcoin Ethereum time. It's not really altcoin time. They haven't given us any signal that things are turning around yet, and I think Bitcoin and Ethereum might need to move quite a bit before the hype moves over to the altcoins and money actually flows from Bitcoin and Ethereum in the altcoins. I'm counting this as a very, very complex potential diagonal. And to be honest, to really confirm that a lasting low has been made here on the 10th of June, we need all those 5 waves to the upside. We need those 5 waves to the upside, which means I need at least one more high in the third wave. Again, we can debate how this is counted on the micro level, but at least one more high above the 38.5 cent level needs to be happening for a third wave. Only then I have 3 waves, very similar to the Solana wave count. If you watch that video, one more high would give us a third wave. On the ADA count is similar, not this one. Then we should get a fourth and a fifth. Only if I have these 5 waves, I can really confirm that a lasting low has been in place. Then we can get a wave 2 pullback zone, a next, let's call it, higher probability setup. Until then, things are very, very choppy here, very choppy, very difficult market. And we need to pay attention to the trend line as well as the 30.5 cent level, because if that breaks, then I think we're looking for something more bearish. And we talked about that, about this triangle here, yeah. We talked about an ABCDE triangle, which is an alternative wave count. That's the alternative count. That's not the bullish count. That's a bearish count, which could show ADA here in a larger triangle of the December lows, yeah. And that means we could, if we break below that trend line, you can see that here actually, it could take us down into this box between 28.8 cents and 23.2. This means this is my target if the trend line breaks, yeah. If it makes a higher low, then we could get one more lower high, and it could be the completion of the triangle before we make one more low afterwards. Yeah, so very, 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 very boring price action that would be. Now on the shorter time frame, as you can see here in the bullish count, we have a small wave 4 triangle maybe. I mean, I've got this wave 4, counted as complete here, provisionally. But I think it could be here. Yeah, this could be a wave 4 triangle. Again, I'm not very confident about this one, but I would actually feel not too bad about this triangle as long as the trend line holds eventually, right? But we've got here a potential triangle pattern. You can see that it's making lower highs, it's making higher lows. That could be a wave 4 triangle. So like that. and wave 4 triangle would break out to the upside. In that case, we would have an ABCDE pattern. Yeah, A, B, C, D, E, but it would really need to follow through to the upside right now. So I'm observing that. Can easily break down as well. This subwave count doesn't really have any predictive powers. I just want to highlight to you that we have enough waves in place to count a triangle complete now. That can easily break down in probably some kind of a different wave count, but for example, it could be a WXY structure to the upside, and then maybe an A wave down, a B wave triangle, and a C wave down. I don't know. There are several options. That's always the problem if you have, if this chart is moving in 3-wave structures at the moment. So it is very, very hard to forecast because we don't have an impulse into any direction. So we don't have an impulse to the upside. And as you can see here on the alternative chart, we don't have, we don't have an impulse up, we don't have an impulse down. The move down was in 3 waves and the move up also. That leaves sideways action as the preferred scenario actually, until we see a clear impulse. So while I'm tracking a bullish scenario here, that's only because the short-term trend is up. I ultimately need to see 5 waves to indicate the trend direction. Okay, that's my update about ADA. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.